Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. This is like the third time I've recorded this, and it's driving me bananas. I don't quite understand, but we're going to try this again. Today I am working with these wings that are from Tim Holtz, and I originally bought them because in the package online they looked like they were like not straw, but they were like a different material. And when I got them, because I didn't read them, it's my fault. They're transparency like kind of things. So then I was like, okay, so they're nice, they're cute, but what am I going to do with them? So then I remembered I had these dolls that also are Tim Holtz. So I thought, okay, what can I do? And I got out my pearls from Alcohol Ink, the pearls, and decided to play. And at the end of the day, I played a little bit too much with the alcohol ink. I love the way they came out, but going in next time, I will definitely be more controlled with where I put the colors and that kind of thing. I also wanted to put it on a black background, but you'll see I end up putting it on a white background, which, whatever. You'll also see, this is like a Tim Holtz thing. If you've been with me for a while, you guys know that I have been trying to use up ink and paint and stuff like that I have downstairs. Because primarily I use the folk art or the plaid stuff, paint, and I don't want all this to go to waste. So I brought up the Adirondack inks in the bottle as well as the distress stains and that kind of stuff, and I'm going to use them because I don't know what else to do with them. And you'll see me use some of them. And I also, if you remember, Dave Remley bought them for me from HSN or QVC or something a long time ago, like this big old kit. And when I got them, half of them didn't work. And I wrote the company 2 or 3 times. They did not answer me. So I kind of forgot about it, pushed them to the side, forgot about them. And when I was cleaning out downstairs, I found them and literally had to throw away 3/4 of what I had. And I have maybe 12 left. So I'm going to be using those. And then I'll save the containers and maybe put some of my folk art paint in there and use them because it really does make a nice background. And I like to reuse and recycle. I don't like to throw away stuff. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Also, you guys have asked me several times about my Teespring. Below this video will be like some things that I have on Teespring, but you definitely can click on it and go see all the stuff I have on Teespring. I have my little Odd Girl stickers and t-shirts and phone cases and all kinds of stuff. So just go check it out for me. And as well as links down below of stuff that I use that a couple bucks here and there go to, help me out with medications and more supplies and that kind of stuff. So I only get a few cents for each sale on Amazon, but it does add up and help. So anything that you guys are willing to do to help me, I do appreciate. Yeah, so you're seeing now I'm just drawing it. I just appreciate you guys' comments and watching my videos. That makes me happy. So if you can't do anything, I appreciate you just being here for me. Oh, your emails and everything. Oh, I just love them all. Anyway, okay. So now listen, if you don't have look how pretty. I mean, look at that. It's hard because of the gloss, but if you don't have these and you can't buy these or don't want to buy these, get like an old like cookie container, like the plastic, or if you get stencils or packages or whatever and they have like the acetate sheet in it, you know what I mean, like that plastic sheet that comes on like your stamp pads and stuff like that, use those, cut yourself wings and use that. Like you don't have to have these, you can just cut yourself wings and use them, as well as in your magazines. And hey, you can use magazine paper too. In your magazines, you can just cut out girls, like little pictures, and use those instead of the little doll that I'm going to use from the Tim Holtz thing too. I think they're called paper dolls or something. You've seen them before. I used in another journal page, a little dog or something from them. Now I'm using metallic gold, which I really, really dug, and that will look really, really pretty on the black background, which I'll do next time. I will be much more controlled because I just went a little crazy because that's just how I do things. More is more for me. And then after I look at it and be like, why? Why the last 2 layers? But I enjoy it. And if you don't have alcohol ink, you can definitely use acrylic paints or whatever you have. Watercolor would even be pretty too because um, just that beautiful, you know, translucent kind of look to it. But I have these alcohol pearls sitting around and I thought, oh, I wonder, you know, how those would look. And yellow is by far my favorite color. I love it. And if obviously if you mix the yellow and blue together, you get a pretty green and, you know, so on and so forth. Red and yellow, orange. So you can definitely get it just a couple colors and mix. Apparently I'm just adding on there. And I dried. It dries very fast with your heat gun. It dries fast without, but, you know. So yeah, just having fun in my little day calendar that is from 2010 or whatever. Oh my gosh, come on, Cal, just get it going, girl. Big plane, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, so I recorded this with I didn't really think I was going to come and put it on YouTube, but I thought, you know, you guys always say, like, let us see you play. So sometimes I don't put the stuff up I record. Depends. And I saw this and I thought, you know what, this is something that you could really do just with a magazine. You know what I mean? You can get free magazines. You can go to the dollar store. Maybe your friends have them. Your library, go to your library and say, hey, you know, when you're done with your free magazines, because they just throw them out. So take them. And then you can go home and cut out. I have stacks, inches of pages I ripped out of magazines and stuff that you can cut out. Now, remember, in your art journal, you can use, you know, like if you go get the paint daubers from the dollar store, for instance, you can get them empty sometimes. You can get the stuff in them, but you can use them on in your art journal because you're not really going for the archival thing when you're playing and learning. And then when they're empty, you can make your own paints or put your own paints in it rather. So don't, you know, don't forget that. Don't forget that it's, you know, easy to go to the dollar store. Now they're selling acrylic paints and that kind of stuff at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, see how pretty they came out? Yeah, this is, yeah, so you're going to see it on the black and you can see it kind of, the gold and the yellow are gorgeous. Look at that. It just wasn't exactly what I wanted. I have another idea to do this with a darker background, but I mean, look how pretty. But like I said, you could see I'm like, there was no rhyme or reason, which that's fine. And I'm doubling up the wings. And see those little dolls, you know, you get those little paper doll things. And that's why I said, think about a magazine that you've seen. It doesn't have to be that small or, you know, or draw. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to show you what the wings look like on a lighter background. And it definitely comes through better. And you can see those lines. Do you see the lines on the other side, the veins? Which you're not going to be able to see really good by the time I'm done. But because I double them up, but yeah. So I'm going with the white background. Yeah, the metallic just, the pearls look so pretty. I shouldn't call them metallic, they're pearls. Very, very pretty. Yeah, I have a lot of fun playing with them. Okay, so now I'm on a white background and I'm just using a glue stick. I mean, really, the glue stick and then one color paint. So it's not like I'm going bananas, you know, crazy. This is something you can do on the couch when you're not feeling good, in the bed. You can, you know, do with the kids, you don't have to get out tons of stuff. So I wanted it to be 3D. So that's why I'm kind of bending them up. So once she's on there, it gives a nice 3D look. And these transparencies, I mean, any plastic you use is going to work, but they do bend up and they stay. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool. And just doing a dab will do ya. Sticking her on there. And you can see I got glue stick down on the bottom. So don't do that, because now you're going to have to take gesso like you'll see me do in a second and go over it. Which, not a big deal, but. And then you see I'm gluing everything down, but I'm sticking those up. Perfect. Gluing her little tush down. There you go. Yeah, I was really proud of those 3D wings. I'm so basic. I'm like, oh, look at me. I got some flappy wings. Go with my flappy bat wings. All right. So now just a little gesso to get up the little spot, because like I said, the glue, which at the end of the day I really didn't have to do, because then I decided to paint everything blue. Oh my goodness. At the end of the day I didn't have to do, because I ended up painting it blue. I wasn't rapping today. I was singing How You Like Me Now. I can do it all. Okay. So now I'm just getting out stamps of words that I think that I might want to use or not. I don't know. Yeah. I wish I could find these again, these stamps. I've looked everywhere. I can't find them. I should have picked up more. I mean, these are so old. But I love them, and I wish I had them to do some giveaways with, because I just love them. Now this is, like I said, these stupid distress paints. This is Salty Ocean. And I did not know, I'm going to admit my stupidity, because I'm not above myself. I used it, not realizing it was distress. And after I put the first coat on, I'm like, these stupid things are not working. Excuse me, but you can see that as far as the distress paint goes, they worked fine. You know, it's just supposed to look distressed, which I did not realize till after. I was almost done. Now I'm getting a paintbrush, and I wet it, and I'm just going to go and take this around. And that's the easiest way to do, because obviously it has a little foamy tip thing. Okay. And, you can't get it around there. Now remember, you can use anything. You don't have to use distress paint. You can use any acrylic paint you have, any watercolor paint you have, any gouache you have, any Crayola markers, crayons, watercolor, colored pencils, whatever. Crayola is a good brand. Use it if that's what you have, or if that's what your kids have. Don't beat yourselves up. So many of you write me. This has been going on for years. You guys write me like, I don't have a lot of money. Go to the dollar store and see what they have, or go, Michael's constantly has Crayola stuff, buy one, get half off. Get yourself a watercolor, for a couple bucks from there, and get yourself markers or crayons and use them. There's nothing wrong with doing art with crayons. Crayons are one of my favorite things. Now I'm taking the black acrylic paint that's, I don't know if it was distress or not. I put it on my brush, and I'm going around and just edging everything. So it kind of makes it more three-dimensional and pops off the page a little bit more, if that makes sense. I wish I would have done the folds on her dress now that I look at it, but I didn't. So what are you going to do? But you don't have to do this. It was just something I wanted to do. You could use crayon, you can use marker, you could use whatever you have. Don't get caught up on what I'm using. This just happens to be what I'm using. And, you know, I've told you guys this before, but I'll link everything down below. I'll link what I used. I don't know if they still make distress paints and all that kind of stuff. If they do, let me know down below if you know that. But also on Amazon, Folk Art has, I think it's $21, and I believe you get 12 of the new multi-surface paints, which is all the colors, you know what I mean? So you can do something like that if you want to get those. Or I always tell you guys, Roy G. Biv, black, white, do your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and then black and white, and you can make all the colors with those. So you can go really, really inexpensive. Now I'm ending up using the Sailboat Blue, which is a regular acrylic paint by Adirondack Brights. Let me tell you, when I tell you Dave and Emily bought me like 90 of these paints, I'm not lying. I got the basics, I got the brights, I got the distressed, I got the this, I got the that, the leaves, the nature, the everything. And having to throw them all away was really sad. And I couldn't even save the bottles because they were dried up. They were just disgusting. And like I said, if you've been with me for a while, you know, I've done the whole videos on them. So now I'm just painting this on. And again, you wouldn't have to do this if you did, you know, a different color. I'm going to leave it so you get some of that white, that distress color coming through. So it gives it more like texture looking. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, just going on there. I put the lid on now because it wasn't coming through. I think because it's almost empty. And then I'm just kind of rubbing it around. Look at me go. And doing the same thing I did with the first one. Doing this and then using the paintbrush to get it all around. But see how the black around the dress and all, how it makes it, and the hat makes it stick out just a little bit more with the edging? Yeah, I like the way that it did it. I love when things are on fast because it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. I probably have said that 12 times because every time I look, I'm like, okay. I'm a mess. Okay. Yeah. I was happy with this because it's a beginner's page. You can use anything that you have, like I said, out of the magazines. And if you want me to show you my version out of a magazine and doing everything with, you know, at home kind of stuff, let me know down below. I will surely do it. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea, especially for beginners. Very basic, easy to do. Now I'm going to make clouds out of the distress paint. And this is white. And I love this. I'm going to use this for the rest of my life. Because the clouds came out everything. It gave it shade and shadows and shape. And I loved it. And I will use, I'm not ashamed to say. Then I'm like, I'm going to let her stand on a cloud. Why not? Like I said, I was going to do like green and trees and all, but then I was like, no. She's floating on a cloud because who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't want to float on a cloud? And you'll see me put my hand in the wet paint as per usual, Kelly. Because that's just how I roll. But when you're doing in your art journal, you know, I mean, there's different, people have different views on this. However, my view is if you're working in an art journal, use what you have and experiment and learn techniques. So when you do get better stuff or whatever, you know, you can do it. You already know what you're doing. You're not wasting the products. And that's just how I feel. You know, food colorings, don't be afraid of food coloring. Use it. Or, you know, use 2 composition books. One for, you know, the crappy supplies or the not so archival supplies, I should say. And then another for the better stuff. It's up to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so very much. With all your love and support, it just makes me so happy. And I can't tell you guys that enough. So I will see you in my next video. Well, I'm going to write the word fly, handwritten. What? I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'm sending all my love to you guys if you're having a bad day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.